And we say good morning to you. Welcome. We are broadcasting live today. We're Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this Wednesday, January 22nd, saying happy birthday to Steve Perry from the group Journey, loving and touching and squeezing. He is 76 today. Happy birthday to Teddy Gentry, the guitar player from Alabama. He's having a birthday. He is 73 today. Then the actress Diane Lane, who's a very, very good actress in my opinion. She's having a birthday. She is 60 today. I'm sorry. She is 60. So happy birthday to Diane Lane, Steve Perry, and Teddy Gentry, as we're here live again at Chick-fil-A on another cold day, but it's warming up. It's getting better. It's going to be in the 40s by the weekend, so we just got to ride it out, and it was cold last night. Wow. Hello, Joe Bell. How you doing, lady? Thank you. The music is Finland. That's by Daniel Grindstaff, a local bluegrass guy and banjo player. Had the number one song in the country this year, or last year, Forever Young, the copy of the Rod Stewart song. And he had help from a lady by the name of Dolly Parton to sing on that song. So, anyway, the music is Finland, and it's written Finn in honor of his son, who's probably 7th grade, 8th grade, I guess. Finn Grindstaff. So anyway, that's the music, and it's very good. And you're right. So hello, Joe Bell. So we're here live, ready to go at Chick-fil-A on this Wednesday. Again, the 22nd day, and show number 2221 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And we're already enjoying this key lime. Man, this thing's good too. The key lime with the diet lemonade in it. It is awesome. A frosted key lime, I might add. So that is a very, very good drink, and we're loving it. All right, lots going on in the world of sports. Last night, our ball games, dandies. Unfortunately, the Cyclones came out on the short end of the stick in both games, losing to Tennessee on the girls' game and losing to the gentlemen in overtime in the boys' game. But good games. Tomorrow night, got right back at it. Back at John Treadway Gymnasium tomorrow night for the Cyclones on a Thursday night and Unicoi County. And it's going to be a biggie. We're honoring 50 years of Lady Cyclone basketball tomorrow night. We're also going to be taking on Unicoi County. We'll go on there at 6:15 with the girls, video and audio, and the boys will go following that, of course, at home. And so you got to win those home conference games, and that's the goal tomorrow night for Lucas Andrews and the Lady Cyclones and Lucas Honeycutt and the boys team. So tough games last night. They're going to pay off down the line, I think. I hope. I'm fairly certain they will, because another chance of a tie game. The guys have lost back-to-back games in overtime, so it's got to make you better. Hello, Junior. How you doing, sir? And so we'll try to get tomorrow night, then try to get on Saturday. We play at Science Hill. So lots to talk about. Baseball Hall of Fame, Mr. Baseball will be here at the top of the hour, talking about the 3 inductees in the Hall of Fame: Ichiro Suzuki, CC Sabathia, and Billy Wagner out of Southwest Virginia. So those 3 guys are going in, along with the late Dick Allen and Dave Parker, going into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So Mr. Baseball will talk about that. Also, we've got, some more movement, some more free agents, as February the 9th is the first day any of the pro teams will be going to spring training. It'll be the Cubs. So February the 9th, what's today? The 22nd. You got 9 more days in this month, and then you go 9 days in that month, or 8 days in that month, in the month of February. So you're talking a little over 2 weeks till spring training starts for most of the clubs. I know Evan Carter, we checked with him. He is in Texas working out with the Rangers, getting ready to go back to spring training. We hope at 100%. He is chomping to get back there. We'll be with his brother tomorrow. We'll be at Lingerfield Drug Center. We'll get the very latest on his brother from Eric Carter, Dr. Carter. But we are, again, anxiously awaiting his return after the betterment of the year of being out with an injury, a back injury for Evan Carter. So we're looking forward to a big 2025 for, again, Evan Carter. We're hoping roaming the outfield for the Texas Rangers as they'll start spring training coming up in about 2.5 weeks as well. So lots going on. We'll take a quick break. Let's get into the national anthem and also the verse today. Give you the verse right now. Man, they are good. I love looking these up every day and passing them on to you. I hope you guys enjoy them as much as I do giving them to you, because I just think it's really cool, and we always want to honor the Lord. And so here we go. Let's see. Let's pull this one up right here. And it'll be that one right there. Psalms 117:2 today. 117:2 says, "For great is his love towards us, and the faithfulness of the Lord endures forever. Praise the Lord," it says in Psalms 117:2. For great is his love towards us, died on the cross for us willingly, and the faithfulness of the Lord endures forever. It says in his word that every day we wake up with new mercies. So he wipes the slate clean and starts over every day. The faithfulness of the Lord endures forever. Praise the Lord. Man, what a great way to start this show. Hello to Jane Moss. That's a new name. Thank you, ma'am. Judy Townsend. That is not. Hello, lady. How are you? Stanley Bird, Robert Nideford, Junior's with me. Joe Bell Hood's with us. Thank you, some of the folks watching the show. Again, we will have the big announcement on Friday about this show. We have got it fine-tuned and tweaked, and so Friday we'll be at the Jeweler's Bench, and we will give you the big announcement about this show coming up on Friday. All right, so we're very excited about that, and we'll save that for 2 more days. National Anthem time. Who's going to get a chance to do it? From right here in Johnson City, T.R. Dunn. Going to bring it down, and we'll take a look at some college basketball. We'll do that. But first, T.R. Dunn with the National Anthem on the Tom Douglas Sports Show.
You see, by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
And back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Great job, TR. Good job, son. Well done. He can sing the national anthem. All right, high school basketball games from last night. Had a big upset. West Green's ladies knock off the Lady Bulldogs of Hampton. Beat them by 12 last night. So not a fluke when you win by 12. And so they got a big upset. That's why you play the games. Chucky Dokes girls beat South Green, by 18. Dobbins Minutes ladies over Science Hills ladies by 6 last night. It was North Green beating Cosby by 17, 27, beat them by 27. And then our game last night, Tennessee I, Addie Wilhoit off the bench with 20 to pace Tennessee I to beat the Lady Cyclones 65-54. Last night we had, who was our players of the game? I've slept since then. We had, is that not pitiful? It was a great rendition. Thank you, Junior. Hello, Carl Wilson. Where you been? Hello, Patsy Lyons. Is that not pitiful? I just did the game last night. I can't remember who the players of the game were. It was one of the May girls. And I think KK Nave. In fact, I've got it here somewhere. Good night. Let's see. I got to look that up, folks. That's going to drive me nuts. Andrew's here giggling at me, so he knows. He understands. Well, he doesn't. He's just what are you, 21? God, 22. I got boots older than you, son. So, didn't tell me I left him at home to play the score sheets. I don't think so. Anyway, we got beat 65-54. It's in here somewhere. I'm 99% sure. Or it's in my satchel. It's in that mess right here. Let's see. Here. Thank you, Lord. Y'all just make fun of me. I'm all right. Y'all just giggle at me. Say, it was Riley May and KK Nave. So I was right. That's pretty amazing. And then the boys' game, we picked players of the game. Andrew Barnett, who had 22, and Justin Whitehead came off the bench and scored 12, got double digits, hit a big buzzer-beating three to tie it up, put it into overtime at 59. We ended up losing the game, but that was a good game last night, high school basketball. And so that will hopefully get them ready going down the road when they play another tough game. Other girls' games last night, let's run them down for you. Granger beat Cherokee by 32. Morristown East Ladies over Morristown West by 4, and a dandy there. And Greenville defeated Volunteers Ladies by 3 last night in girls' high school basketball. Let's see. Let's scoot on down here and catch the boys. Andrew's here with us. We're going to put him to work. We're going to find out what he thinks about the NFL. College basketball, we got that here for you in a minute. We're here live. We got a Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street, right down from Best Buy. There's 2 in town. The one we come to is this one, obviously. Last night, South Green all over Chucky Doak, 63-24. Science Hill beat Dobbins-Mint on the boys' side by 5 last night. We'll see Science Hill. They're now 13-5. We'll see them. Carl says it was a KK. Carl knows more than what I do. Is that how pitiful? My listeners are saying, hey, boy, KK was your player of the game last night. I'm telling you, it runs together here. When you just yapping all the time, talking, and they just kind of run together. So, and I'm not diminishing the kids and the talents. It's just that it's sometimes hard for me to keep up. It was KK. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate you keeping me in line, sir. In overtime, Tennessee Ice guys beat us 68-63, and then Hampton with a 22-point win over West Green last night in boys basketball. Let's see. Granger beat Cherokee by 31 last night. It was Morristown West all over East by 34 last night in boys basketball. And Greenville disposes of Volunteers 73-49 last night in boys basketball. So that's your basketball scoreboard for last night. Again, we're here live at Chick-fil-A. All right, 3 upsets last night, top 25 college basketball. Highest ranked team went down would be Purdue, the 11th ranked team in the country. Boilermakers lose by 3 to the Ohio State Buckeyes. The 18th ranked Wisconsin Badgers losing to UCLA by 2. And the 22nd ranked Missouri Tigers lose in Texas by 8, 61-53. Other teams played and won. Obviously, Tennessee, 12-point win over Mississippi State. Wasn't easy, but they got them, 68-56. UConn in overtime beat Butler by 2 last night. The Huskies 19th in the country. 4th-ranked Alabama, no problem. Vanderbilt beat them 103-87 last night. 3rd-ranked Iowa State, a 25-point win over Central Florida. 10th-ranked Marquette beat Seton Hall by 17 last night. Arizona State in an upset. They beat West Virginia by 8, 65-57. That's another upset in top 25. So the Mountaineers go down last night. 25th ranked, look, us Marshall boys, we hate that. I'm just telling you. Not. So West Virginia goes down. God bless them. Well, they'll probably want to fire the coach up there. That's how they do in West Virginia. They lose a game or two, and let's get rid of them. So I'm teasing. Anyway, West Virginia got beat. 25th ranked Louisville defeats SMU last night by 25, and 15th ranked Oregon out on the left coast. They beat Washington by 11 last night in top 25 play. Tonight, who plays where? We got 5 games on tap, one involving top 25 tonight. 13th ranked Texas A&M will be at number 16 Ole Miss. That'd be a pretty good basketball game. 5th ranked Florida at South Carolina. Gamecocks will try and pull the upset, play the spoiler. St. John's. Whether you like the man or not, Rick Pitino can coach. Here he's got yet another team in the top 25. Now it's St. John's. He'll host Xavier tonight. Number 12, Kansas on the road to Texas Christian. And the Houston Cougars, number 7 in the country, hosting the Utes of Utah tonight in men's top 25 college basketball. Lady Vols play tomorrow night. They play at Texas Going to be a biggie. Top 10 team in the country. Can Coach Caldwell get that big win? Hope so. Won't be easy down there in Texas. And so, because it's on the road, and you know what happens in the SEC on the road, it's a war every night. So, anyway, that's what's going on in college basketball for this Wednesday, January 22nd, saying happy birthday to Diane Lane. She's 60. Teddy Gentry from the group Alabama, 73. And Steve Perry from the group Journey, loving and touching and squeezing and wheeling the sky and all those great songs with Journey that he sang way up there. Falsetto voice, I guess, or I don't know what, I guess it's falsetto. It was way up on the balcony. I was going to try and do it, but I don't think I can even begin to mimic Steve Perry's loving and touching. Love it? Nah, I ain't going to try it. I ain't going to do it. So Andrews are like, what's this guy drank this morning? What's he on? So anyway, Steve Perry having a birthday, 76 today. We are live here at Chick-fil-A. We're enjoying the seasonal key lime, frosted key lime with diet lemonade in it. Oh, it's good. It is really, really good. Here's a couple of things to remind you about at Chick-fil-A. One of those being the new sandwich, and also on a cold day like today, I think it's 15 degrees outside, 16. Sun's out. It feels like it's 50. By the way, did you see, before we go to the break, where it snowed on Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach? It shows pictures. I got pictures on Facebook. You probably saw them too, of snow on the sand at the beach. That is crazy. And then they had in the Panhandle of Florida, the Panhandle of Florida, 6 inches of snow. Now, don't tell me those aren't signs. All Tom assists a fluke. Okay, you think what you want to think. I'm telling you. It talks about it in the book of Matthew. We won't get into that today, but it talks about snowing in Florida. No, it talks about things like this happening, more earthquakes, more different things happening with the elements. So what's they got? That's for another day. I'm just telling you, I'm not the least bit surprised. And so, he wants it to. He can do this right now. If he wants to flip the switch, what time is it? It is 11:35. And go from whatever we are right now, 15 or 16 degrees to 92 degrees, like that, he can do it because he's God. He's in control. Hello, Lynn McDowell. How you doing, lady? So anyway, it was snowing on Ocean Boulevard. I had a picture of that big, what's the gift store, the Gate Often, right down the middle of Ocean Boulevard. Had a picture of snow in Myrtle Beach. It's crazy. Snow in Florida, in the Panhandle of Florida. So hello, sir. How you doing? So snow in Florida, snow in Myrtle Beach, and colder and whiz here in East Tennessee, but it's going to warm up. All right, Andrew Smith, front and center, get ready. He's got an interesting toboggan on. He joins us next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Hi, my name is Janae, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken tortilla soup is it makes me feel warm inside. This is what cozy feels like. This is what bundling up in a blanket next to a fireplace with people you love feels like.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Patayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. I really like the marinated chicken breast because the spice comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. It's highlighting the flavors in the chicken. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabethton, great antique store. Why come shop at the Eagle Center?
We just have so many unique things that tell a story, that add character to your home and conversation, and there's something new to look at every single day. Every time you come in, you won't see the same thing twice, and it's just a good place to shop for those unique gifts.
What's the saying you always use, the cliche?
Things tell a story when people no longer can.
That's it.
We have a building full of things that are just dying to tell stories.
Absolutely. 2 floors, over 50 vendors. Hours are open.
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
Closed on Sundays for the Lord's Day.
That's right.
And you have gift cards too, right?
We have gift cards available.
Yep. The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Be loyal, buy local, and shop at the Eagle Center in downtown Elizabethton.
Thank you, Tom.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Show number 2222. Or no, it's 2221. I'm sorry. 2222 is tomorrow at Lingerfeld. Then Friday we'll be at the Jewelers Bench, kicking off Valentine's Day. We're inside at what? What's today? The 21st?
Yes, sir.
22nd?
22nd.
22nd? Yeah. So we're talking, about 16, less than 3 weeks away from Valentine's Day. So they're going to have some great specials to talk about on Friday. We'll be there. That's will be our big announcement about the show. We'll have that for you on Friday as well. We're joined here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street by the one, the only Andrew Smith, who's sporting a, what would that be, an Oilers toboggan?
Yes, sir. Houston Oilers toboggan.
Yeah, so you never know when he comes in. So do you remember, you're what are you, 22, 21?
Yes, sir, 22.
You probably don't remember Earl Campbell, do you? The play?
No, I've went back and watched highlights. Fantastic running back.
Oh, unbelievable. It looked like to me, there was a couple of times they showed a highlight film where it was down on the ground coming right at you instead of an aerial shot. Yeah. And it looked like two tree trunks coming, those thighs. I mean, this guy, he was unbelievable. Earl Campbell, he could run it. He could tote it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I talked a lot with my dad. My dad grew up an Oilers fan before they moved to Tennessee, even though he's from around here. And he was a big Earl Campbell guy, so Chris was here. I ended up surprising him with an Earl jersey himself. But
there you go.
One of the legends of the organization, for sure.
No question, and a good one. Earl Campbell. And, of course, Bum Phillips was a coach back in the day, very colorful. They had Dan Pastorini, they had Kenny Stabler. They had a myriad of good, talented players back in the day. And now it's the Tennessee Titans.
Yes, sir.
Who don't have a myriad of talented players.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. They've had them in the past, but right now they're kind of in a swoon. And they just prove again, as we talk about this time and time again, sports is a game of cycles. Titans are down right now. Cowboys are down. At one point they were a proud franchise. They're trying to regroup, reload. So it just proves the Titans that you can't be on top all the time. My team's a glowing example too. The Raiders, they couldn't. I'm telling you, they couldn't beat. And I'm not putting them down. They couldn't beat Chucky Doak. They are pitiful. So they can't even get a coach. I think they're going to settle. And I think settling is the right word. Pete Carroll. Johnson told him no. Ben Johnson, he went with the Bears. They interviewed a couple other guys, and they just said thanks, but no thanks. So it's a dumpster fire, but it is what it is. And the Oilers and the Titans, now the Titans franchise trying to get things turned around. The latest, greatest on the Dallas Cowboy coaching search is Brian Schottenheimer, who was the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, but he didn't call any plays, which I thought was interesting. It said in the article he was an offensive coordinator, but didn't have a direct hand in calling the plays for the Cowboys, but they're going to interview him now. So they may have cooled off on Dion. I don't know. But
yeah, it sounds like everything Dion's kind of died down.
Now. All right. So Johnson leaves the Lions, goes to the Bears. You have the Jets coach talking to the Saints.
Yeah, I think Salah was talking with the Saints. So,
yeah. So the coaching carousel continues in the NFL. So it leads us into the games on Saturday, or on Sunday rather. Early game would be the Commanders and the Eagles in Philadelphia. Both places will not be a weather. It's going to be in the upper 30s, low 40s, so the weather will not be a factor this week at either place. So you can throw that out. So Eagles at home or Commanders on the road? Who wins it and why?
I'm going to go Eagles. I mean, I've been very impressed with Jaden Daniels. This playoff run he's had with Washington has been very impressive. But to me, it's just hard to see the Washington defense having a consistent answer for Saquon Barkley on Sunday. I mean, the Rams had their moments where they were able to get some stops, but next thing you know, Saquon's breaking a 60, 70-yard run, and it's all moot. So I'll go Philadelphia, especially at home, rabid crowd. Give me the Eagles.
Got the Eagles at home. All right. Game 2, the Chiefs and the Bills. Here we go again. Josh Allen against Patrick Mahomes. Did you watch the game last week?
I did watch the game last week.
What was your take on the officiating between the Texans and the Chiefs? Are they protecting, showing favoritism to Mahomes? What was your take on the officiating?
I mean, yeah, I think there's definitely a little bit of protecting there. I think it's similar to the days of Brady. I felt like Brady definitely got favorable officiating at the very least for protecting him and his health, especially after his ACL injury back in the day. But it generally wasn't very good. It tended to favor the Chiefs more often than it favored the Texans, but it just generally was not a very well-called game in my opinion. But, hey, It's the Chiefs. The narrative's already out there that the officials are trying to manufacture a run for them. I don't think that's the case. Mostly, I think it's just they're generally not great at their job. So.
How do you clean up Hello, Amy Whitson. Hello, dear. How you doing? Thank you. She's always with us. Thank you. Man, she is so awesome. Hello, ma'am. Thank you for being with us all the time. How do you clean it up? To me, the biggest controversial call or no call in the National Football League and college football is the targeting. It's very subjective. Different officiating crews obviously define it certain different ways. I got into this yesterday with one of my guests in that every sport, it's subjective. The strike zone umpires is different. Yours would be different than mine. It shouldn't be, but it is from time to time. Basketball, the charge or the player control or the blocking foul, which way do you go there? And what do you decide on? I mean, they give you the template to decide it, but in the blink of an eye and a snap of a finger, on a fast break, you got to make that quick call as an official. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. So the targeting call in football, college and pro, has been a big problem. And, again, roughing the passer, targeting is what they call roughing the passer against Mahomes the other day?
They call it roughing the passer, and they call it unnecessary roughness.
Never even hit
him. A
him.
couple different occasions, but, yeah.
The two Texan guys on that second penalty.
Yeah,
they
it was
hit
more
themselves.
friendly fire than it was on Mahomes.
They hit
but
themselves.
I think that's kind of part of where the protection aspect came in. Of they saw dudes flying near Mahomes' head, so they just assumed there was contact. So, it's kind of like whenever I'll talk to baseball umpires around here, it'll be like, just because the ball beat him there, we can't assume that the runner's out. We have to see the tag or whatever. I think it has to be a similar type of mindset of just because we see fast movement toward the head doesn't necessarily mean there was targeting or an unnecessary roughness.
So how do you clean it up? Because it's a problem. The Arizona State-Texas game, there was either it was a call that should have not been made, or I guess they missed a call. It was so I can't even remember. I have to go back and
yeah, it was like a targeting they called on the field, but
it really wasn't.
They reviewed it and said that it
That's
wasn't,
right.
And then people said, no, you should have stuck with it. It was.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, that was kind of late in the fourth quarter, if I remember correctly. But I think the way you fix it, honestly, is just having transparency with the officials. Now, that's easier to do in the NFL than it is for college, just because they're already established that these refs, this is their job.
Right.
This is their job. This is the only thing they do is they officiate football. So it's a little bit easier to maybe try and negotiate that with them, as opposed to in college football, for some reason, the officials are not full-time. I think that needs to be fixed. I think that the first step in transparency at the college level is to allow these officials to become full-time.
Mm-hmm.
These conferences are making more money than they've ever made before, yet they're not willing to put
Good point.
full-time into officials to
Very
make the
good
game
point.
the best it can be. A whole separate tangent I could go on there. But point being, I think you need some sort of transparency with these officials, whether it be talking to media after a game or just something to that effect. There needs to be some level of transparency there in order to see some of this get cleaned up.
It's got to get cleaned up, because that's the big misnomer in football right now, and particularly NFL, is the targeting or roughing the passer. So there you go. It happened again twice for the Chiefs against the Texans. A lot of people, including Troy Aikman on the broadcast, was very much against it. So, but you know what? Until they sit down and fix it, we can sit there and go on about all we want to, and East Tennessee ain't going to change. Hello, Danny Holden. Hello to Larry Creed. Hello to Lisa Lunsford, C.K. Way, Tony Vanover. Let me say hello to Bob Blackwell. Say hello to Kelly Jordan and Craig Nave and Karen Snyder, Irene Bailey. Thank you, ma'am. That's a new name, I think. Let's see. And Carl Wilson. You've helped me a while ago about who the player of the game was last night. So, anyway, we're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Of course, you can come in. You can go through the 2-lane drive-through, or again on your phone app, Chick-fil-A One, order it that way and pull up the curb to bring it out to you. You do it that way, you accrue enough points every time you purchase chicken or whatever you get here. You ultimately will get free food. Can't beat that. It always stays better when it's free, especially from Chick-fil-A. So, and I've got all these catering opportunities for you. We got all these big games like Sunday. You can come in here on Saturday and get the trays, and they'll give you reheating instructions, and you can turn right around and reheat it and enjoy what he says will be a Eagles win. And did you take the Chiefs or the Bills?
I'll take Kansas City.
Oh.
It pains me a little bit because I feel for that Buffalo fan base. They've been right there at the cusp for the past few years, and for me, until they show they can beat Kansas City in the postseason, it's hard for me to say that they'll do it.
So I'm going to go against you on both, and that's okay because we're in America, and now, in particular, we heard on the inauguration we're going to be able to voice our opinions and not be squashed, and that's good, and that's the way it's always been on the show. So if you disagree, disagree. I just think Washington's a Cinderella team. I think they're going to go into the Philadelphia. If they can find a way to stop Barkley, you're exactly right. That's the big factor. Got to stop the man because he's a man among boys. I think the Redskins / the Commanders are on a roll, and I'm just tired of hearing about the Chiefs. I'm a Raiders guy, so I'm tired of hearing. And it's a great franchise, great football program. Mahomes is an incredibly good quarterback, to say the least. Travis Kelce, we're talking today, he's the greatest tight end of all time. There's not a chance he's the greatest end. Could be, but not right now. So there's a guy from Elizabeth that's pretty good tight end back in the day, folks. You know, when you retire and they forget you, Jason Witten was the deal. Will be a Hall of Famer as soon as he's eligible. I think we'd go on the first vote. So there's other great tight ends. Tony Gonzalez for the Chiefs back in the day. We can go on and on and on, but you know, Kelsey's okay, but he is not the best tight end all time. There's no way. So, but it sounds good, and I'm sure Taylor's giggles and giddy because her boy's been told he's the best tight end in pro football, but he's not. But Patrick Mahomes is a heck of a quarterback. Having said all that, again, being a Raiders guy, I'm just tired of hearing about the Chiefs. So the Bills, Josh Allen, you know, it may be their turn, but we'll see. And they got to go to Kansas City, obviously, and beat them out there, which is not going to be easy to do, and we know that. So they're swimming upstream to a point. But the Commanders went into Detroit last week and beat the team that everybody thought was going to be in the Super Bowl in the NFC, and they're not. So it is possible.
Oh, it absolutely is possible. I mean, this league isn't any given Sunday kind of league, and if I think the only consistency we've found here this postseason is that if you turn the ball over, you're going to lose. So if you're able to take care of the football, you should have a good chance to be there at the end of the ball game.
What was your take on, again, we're talking here to our buddy Andrew Smith, sports writer of the Johnson City Press. Hello, Jerry McNeese. How you doing, sir? Where have you been? I haven't heard from you in a long time. I'm glad you're back, sir. Thank you for watching the show. We're at show number 2,221 is where we are today at Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City. Lamar Jackson, Ravens, had the team on his shoulders, didn't come through. They want to blame it on Mark Anthony dropping that ball in the two-point conversion. It's probably more than that, the reason they lost the game against the Bills. What was your take on Jackson's performance and him being I think it's down to him and Josh Allen for being the MVP this year?
Yeah, it is. And that game didn't change anything. The votes have already been cast for that, so we'll find that out, I think, Thursday before the Super Bowl, the answer of who the MVP is. But in regards to Lamar Jackson on Sunday, it was the tale of two halves for him. And second half, he's able to put up a great performance, almost lead the team back. But I think you can make an argument that if he is less carefree with the football in the first half, Baltimore doesn't find themselves in that position. Throws a bad interception, fumbled there. Von Miller tried to take it back it was kind of a little entertaining to see how far Von Miller could take that loose ball. But, if you had a couple turnovers there, definitely put the Ravens behind the eight ball. They couldn't lean on their run game as much as I know they would want to. I mean, you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in your backfield. You're going to want to run the football. He did a phenomenal job in the second half bouncing back from that. That's a lot of the game is, handling adversity. I thought he did it well, but in the postseason, you just can't turn the ball over like that in the first half. And, obviously, you feel for Mark Andrews to reference an older Super Bowl call that he had to feel like the sickest man in America as soon as he dropped that football.
Yeah.
So you feel for the guy, but ultimately you can point to multiple things on why Baltimore couldn't get it done.
You brought up a good point, the awards. Baseball does it, NFL does it, but they base the awards on what you did to the regular season, which I get that because you got, 16, 17 weeks to do that. But then I'm going to ask, if you get to the postseason with your team, be it baseball, I guess basketball, and certainly NFL, does your performance, good or bad, should it count against you in the playoff situation? Because now you got your team where your goal is, where you want them to be to begin with. That's the whole reason you're out there, is to win championships. So you do good in the regular season, then you get into the playoffs, either stub your toe or you carry on with what you did in the regular season. So my question is, should you wait, they being the folks that tabulate the votes, and wait till the entire season's over and then go back and go, okay, MVP, apparently it's down to Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. So Allen's still playing. Jackson, a bad, so bad game. He fixed himself a little bit in the second half, but still didn't have an MVP type game for the Ravens. So should you wait till after the season's over, then tabulate and vote, or are you all right with it when they do it?
I'm okay with when they do it because, I feel like there are a lot of occasions where some of the best regular seasons are just that. They're regular seasons, and that player, by no fault of their own, can't add to that, whether it be an MVP, offensive, defensive player of the year, because football, you've got 10 other people on the field. You can be doing amazing, but if the defense isn't holding up, if you're an offensive player or anything like that, you may not even make the postseason despite what you were able to accomplish. So for me, I'm okay with leaving it as a regular season award, especially because so few teams get to now where we're at. Only four teams are left. Some of a lot of the best players regular seasons aren't playing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, they aren't playing now. So I'm okay with keeping it a regular season award.
Leave as it is. All right. Before I let you go, hello, Miss Clowney. How you doing down in Union, South Carolina? How you doing? Did you get any snow down there? Because we got snow in Myrtle Beach, or they got snow in Myrtle Beach. They got snow in North Florida. So I'm curious to see if you got any snow down in Union, South Carolina. So I'd love to hear if you did or didn't. I know it's cold down there, so I don't know what that's going to do to the peach crop and some of these fruits we depend on down south. But it's been cold, very cold, to say the least, when you got snow in the northern panhandle of Florida. She says, how's the weather there? We are right now at a balmy, 16, 17? Let's see, I got it right here. We're here talking to my buddy Andrew Smith, sports writer, John City Press. Talk some college basketball, and we'll get him fed and get him on down the trail. We are sunny and 19 right now. Oh, boy. So, snowfall in Pensacola, Florida. They had snow in Pensacola.
Yeah, it was wild to see all the images yesterday.
It jumped.
Mobile, Baton Rouge, Pensacola, Myrtle Beach.
Jumped up to 22 now. We're at 22. It's going to get back down to 10 tonight. So, there you go. It was, when I got up this morning and looked out on the old thermometer, it was a balmy 5 degrees on the old thermometer. So, that is cold. So, college basketball. Tennessee wins last night. Had 4 upsets in college hoops. We've got, 5 games going on tonight. Texas A&M and Ole Miss will be the biggie in the top 25. So, what's your take on college basketball right now?
To me, it's hard to say that the SEC has not been the best conference in college basketball to this point in the year. The depth of the league is astounding, really. I think some early, we're here in late January, so we can kind of start to look toward the postseason a little bit. I think some folks are projecting as many as 12, 13 teams from the conference to make the tournament. So the depth of the league is as strong as I've ever seen it. And obviously the top end is very strong between Auburn, Tennessee, Florida, A&M, Ole Miss. You can just keep going. That was a good win for Tennessee last night against Mississippi State. Anytime you can build up those wins, especially protect home court like that, it's big, as I know Tennessee is hopeful to get this upset Saturday at Auburn. And hop back up to the 1 seed line, but you never know. I think the champion of the league will probably have maybe as many as 5 or 6 conference losses just because the league's that strong.
We will see how it goes on Saturday. Tennessee will go to Auburn, play the number 1 team in the country. Tomorrow night, the Lady Vols go to Texas, trying to get the big signature win for Coach Caldwell. They're having a great run so far. They've stubbed their toe the last couple of games, but it's been by a very thin margin of differential. They're not getting blown out. They're losing by a couple of points here or there. So they play at Texas tomorrow night. Tennessee, the men's team, at Auburn on Saturday. And so we'll see how things go. Your beloved Braves get ready to break and head into spring training coming up in a couple of weeks. You excited?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a baseball guy. I'm excited for both high school baseball, pro baseball, college baseball opens up on Valentine's Day this year. So baseball is going to be here soon, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, me too.
And hopefully the warm weather that will accompany.
Exactly. And the days are getting longer. We like that. So
We do.
And that means, and again, going to be in the 40s this weekend. So we're going to, we get to up here typically in our area through February. Then all of a sudden it starts moderating. You start talking spring, and we'll still have some cold snaps in March and April, but it'll be farther and fewer between. So it ain't that far away. It's bad English, but it's not that far away. And I'm looking forward to springtime. If I come up to anybody this summer and says, God, it's hot out here, I'm just going to throat punch them. I'm just going to deck them right there and say, are you kidding me? Remember on January the 20th, it was 5 degrees. Came out of that gym last night at Viking Hall. I thought I walked into a dad blame freezer. I mean, wind was whipping up there outside of Viking Hall last night. It was cold. And I told my little guy that's running the camera, I said, if anybody says anything to me this year about how hot it is this summer, it's 90 degrees and the humidity's terrible, I'm going to deck them right there. It's like, you yo-yo. Go back to January 20th. It was cold. So, but it's part of it. We're in the mountains 4 seasons, and this is what we got. Andrew Smith, great job, sir. Thank you.
Sir, appreciate it.
See you next week.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll be right back. Mr. Baseball's here. Oh, he's going to be busy. Oh, we're picking which division we doing this week? American League Central. Oh, boy. We're going to talk about that. We'll break it down right after this break. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on show number 2,221 of the Tom Daly Sports Show. On our buddy Joseph Taylor, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. What's going on at Ivy Hall right now?
Yes, sir. Ivy Hall, we're accepting long-term or short-term admissions. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, all insurances. We'd love to have you. You come out, you need some rehab, we'd love to help you. We got private rooms for rehab people. We can get you in, take care of you, send you home. And the food is absolutely out of this world.
Types of rehab you guys do?
Yes, sir. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy, and like I said, short-term or long-term residents. Yes, sir.
Yep. You also are looking for help?
Yes. I'm looking for RNs, LPNs, CNAs. If you want to be a housekeeper, laundry, kitchen, we're hiring. All departments are hiring at Ivy Hall.
Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Social media, how do we find you?
Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, or ivyhallnursinghome.com is where you go to fill out an application to work.
Love promoting these folks right here on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Daly Sports Show. It is the one and only right here in Elizabethton, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. We're talking to Sherry Holtzlaw, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Daly Sports Show. A lot of jewelry stores out there. Why the Jeweler's Bench?
So everything is done in-house. Nothing gets sent out. We do ring sizing, necklace repairs, replace stones, shorten bracelets, necklaces. We repair silver jewelry. There's not a lot of jewelry stores that will repair silver jewelry. So we're one of the ones that do. Occasionally watches, we do some watch repair. Some of it we do have to send that out occasionally, but I'll let you know when I do, so it doesn't go out without you knowing about it.
Watch batteries. They replace a lot of watch batteries. Again,
every day.
yes. John Holtzclaw is one of the few jewelry repair people in the area. There's not many of them left, so they do jewelry repair here. Remember that. They ship all over the country. The website is
jewelersbench10.com.
the hours you're open are.
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then Saturday, 9:30 to 2.
All right. And social media, where do we find you?
Facebook and Instagram.
And the phone number is?
423-542-5600.
Be loyal, buy local. It's a mom and pop store. Been here for a long time here in Elizabethton, serving not just Elizabethton, but the entire Tri-Cities and really anywhere in the country. The Jewelers Bench, proud sponsor of the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Take me out to the ball game. You don't really want me to sing, so I'm not going to sing. But we are. It's Mr. Baseball. I just told him when I get slowed down, whatever that is, it's basketball season. We're going wide open. 2 last night, 2 tomorrow night, 2 on Saturday. I don't know how many got next week.
Then baseball season comes after that.
Baseball and softball. Yeah. Got Cyclone baseball and softball.
Yeah.
Milligan baseball and softball. So
Does it slow down in the summer when school's not in session? Does it slow down then?
for about a month.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
But it's 2 months, June and July. And then in August it starts back up with media night, meet the teams and scrimmages, and here we go again. So, yeah, we look forward to June and July. So, but then I'm off for a couple of weeks and I go, okay, I'm ready to go again.
Oh, yeah.
You say, well, I got to take a break. You take a break for about a week and go, okay, I'm ready to go again, ready to start yapping.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yes. So, by the way, the book's great.
Good.
Ben Scully book. I'm into it, hitting pages here and there. Again, when I get slowed down, usually I wake up with it on my lap because I fell asleep reading when I get home after the games. But Ben Scully, pull up a chair. It's awesome. The other night, we talked about this last week, the other night after the game, and sit down and watch Bob Uecker's Hall of Fame. I mean,
I did too. I watched it as well the other day.
Yeah.
Pulled it up on the TV and watched it.
I would love to put it in here. It's long. It's what, 15, 20 minutes?
It's like 18 minutes.
18 minutes. It's pretty long.
Something like that.
But it is funny. And then I went back and watched him. They had a best of where he went on Carson. He was on Carson over 100 times.
Yes.
And some of those, one night he was there, Don Rickles happened to be there with him.
Oh,
now, you talking about a hoot.
That had to be something.
Oh, it was hilarious. And so, anyway, Bob Uecker, Mr. Baseball. But on this show, you're Mr. Baseball. So there you go.
All right.
So, yeah. Speaking of, it is time. We've been waiting, and they made the announcement yesterday. The Baseball Hall of Fame, Mr. Suzuki, Mr. Sabathia, and Mr. Wagner. So they're all going in.
Yes.
Sabathia was a first-timer on the ballot. Suzuki almost went in unanimous. He got 99.97 of the vote.
Yeah.
So now you think about all the guys. The only one's ever gotten 100% in is Mariano Rivera.
Right.
You think of all the greats, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Ted Williams, pick one.
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. None of these guys went in at 100%. Mariano Rivera did.
Yeah.
And Suzuki was at 99.7. So are we watering it down? You okay with that? 'Cause I can't comprehend the Willie Stargells and the Roberto Clementes and these guys not going in on unanimous. There's nothing wrong with Rivera or Suzuki, but it's just is that different? I mean, are we watering this thing down because these guys are getting more votes or something?
Yeah, I don't know if we're watering it down, but because it's still one of the hardest things ever to get into the Hall of Fame in baseball, for sure. Because I mean, it's still less than 1%. The players make it, and in saying that, Ichiro definitely was deserving. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd like to meet the guy that did vote against
Yeah.
him. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's got the record for most hits in a season. 267 or something like that.
Yep.
I mean, it's unbelievable what this guy was able to do on a baseball field. So, but then again, you want to ask, because I mean, I think some of these guys that you're talking about, I'd have to look it up to be sure, but I mean, some of those guys, some of those big names that we think of as the greatest of all time, I think some of their percentages were like in the 80s, not even in the 90s.
So here's what Suzuki did. Rookie of the Year, MVP. led the Mariners to a record 116 wins, Major League Baseball record. In 19 seasons, 10 All-Star games, 10 Gold Gloves, 3 Silver Sluggers, 2 batting titles, 3,089 hits. He scored 1,420 runs. He stole 509 bases. And so, that's pretty good day.
That's pretty good numbers.
Pretty good day at the office for Suzuki.
Yeah,
so, and I get that. So he's in.
Yeah.
He spent time with the Yankees and Marlins, but he wants to go in as a Mariner.
Yeah.
On the statue, you get to pick your cap, and so he's going to wear a Mariner's cap.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the statue.
Great majority of his time, and his best years were with Seattle for sure.
CC Sabathia is the other one who put together a heck of a career. Let me read those for you and then get your take on it.
Yeah.
19 years, 6-time All-Star, finished in the top 5 of Cy Young voting 5 times. He won it in 2007. He topped 200 innings 8 times, won at least 19 games 4 times in his career. He took the American League Championship Series MVP in 2009. Also got a World Series ring. He was 251 wins with a 3.74 ERA and 3,093 strikeouts and 3,500 innings. Pretty strong.
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
So he has more strikeouts than any other left-handed pitcher in American League history.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's the man.
Yeah. So
CC Sabathia in the World Series. In the Hall of Fame. Then Billy Wagner. I didn't realize the guy's only 5'10". He's a little fella.
yeah, he's not big.
No. But, man, he could bring it. Now, listen to these numbers.
Yeah.
In 903 innings, he struck out 1,196 strikeouts, almost 1,200 people in 903 innings. He averaged 12 strikeouts a game when he get in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's bringing it.
Yep.
Wow. He's from Southwest Virginia.
Yep. Up near Marion, I think.
Yep. And he wants to wear an Astros cap when he goes in. So there you go. There's your Hall of Famer CC Sabathia, Ichiro Suzuki, and Billy Wagner, along with Dick Allen and Dave Parker.
Yeah, so good Hall of Fame class.
Oh, absolutely.
5 guys going in. So we talked about watering it down and seeing these guys, go in for almost 100%. I'm just glad they finally got it right with Billy Wagner on his last year on the ballot.
Yep.
I mean, this guy holds the record for percentage of strikeouts over 9 innings. I mean, he holds the record for that.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get in. And just think about this. Okay, let's go back to this. He was a left-handed pitcher, but he was not naturally left-handed.
Yeah. He's a right-handed guy.
Yeah, right-handed guy that threw left-handed his entire career and threw 100 miles an hour left-handed because he broke his right arm twice before the age of 7 playing football.
I didn't know that. So
so he learned to throw left-handed.
Taught himself to go left-handed. Wow.
Yeah.
What a story.
Yeah, an unbelievable story. And I'm just glad to see the voters finally let him in after 10 years on the ballot. I've been yelling and screaming about him going in for years. So
here's the guys that got close with no cigar: Carlos Beltran, Andrew Jones, Chase Utley, of course, A-Rod, Manny Ramirez, Andy Pettit, some of the guys that, they didn't really have a chance, but close but no cigar, I guess probably is Beltran. So, and Beltran
and Jones,
Andrew
have
Jones.
A chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Beltran, I if you purely look at his numbers, he's a Hall of Famer. I think the reason he's not gone in yet is because people still remember that year with the Houston Astros where they were banging on the trash can, and he was an integral part of that. He was one of the ringleaders of that.
He was.
So I think that's kept him out. And face it, he was less than 5% away from getting in. He'll get in. He may get in next year, actually. But I think people still remember that, and I think that's hurt him. Andrew Jones, Chipper Jones came out and said, why is this guy not in? And if you look at his numbers, I mean, he came up to the major leagues at 19 years of age.
Andrew Jones?
Andrew Jones. And for the first 9, maybe 10 years of his career, he was putting up Willie Mays type numbers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he really was playing center field. The best defensive center fielder in baseball for part of that time. I think Ken Griffey Jr. could also make that claim as well, but the time that they overlap. But 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 then it was like the last few years of his career, he went from being one of the best to being one of the worst, and I think that's hurt him. I think, unfortunately, it's some of those years he had with teams like the Dodgers, where he did not perform up to the level that he had in his years with the Braves. So I think that's hurt him. I think he'll get in. I mean, he's only got 2 more years, I think, on the ballot, but he got 66%. He'll probably get in.
Andrew Jones, yeah. 66.
He'll probably get in at some point, but I think the problem with him is people remember the last seasons of his career and kind of forget about the early seasons of his career.
We're talking to Mr. Baseball. Is your mother watching?
She's watching, yeah.
Tom, you're so dumb. You're so goofy. I shouldn't say dumb.
No, she wouldn't say dumb. She wouldn't call you that.
No, if you said dumb or stupid growing up, you're in trouble.
Not really. I mean, that came along after my time, I think. Well, with my daughters, I remember saying the word stupid one time, and they thought I cussed.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no, that's not a cuss word, y'all. It's okay.
So what word would get you in trouble with your mother if you popped off to her and said something like moron or idiot or stupid or...
Maybe. So I'll tell you a story. Here's a funny story going way back. I was about 2 years old, and my grandfather, my mom's dad, had this word that he would say from time to time. He said, "Dad, burn it." That was his word, Well, one time I'm there at his house and something happened, and I said, "Dad, burn it." Guess what? He never said that again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about 2, and he,
Mike,
I don't remember him ever saying that word again after that, but that was so funny because, I'd heard it from him, and I said it, and not a bad word.
No. We got beaten overtime last night. I remember saying, "Dadgummit," because I want us to win.
Yeah.
So I've said that but that wouldn't have got me, so.
Yeah, and you know what? There is a road out near where I live called Dadburn Road.
Is it really?
There is.
Oh.
No, I am not kidding you.
There's a sign that says Dadburn Road?
There is a sign.
Take a picture.
It is off of Elmer Walker Road out in Gray.
Take a picture. I want to see that.
It turns off of Elmer Walker onto Dadburn Lane or Road
I love
or
it.
something like that. I'll take a picture next time I go through there.
Redneck, East Tennessee, Dadburn. There's one called Hog Hollow Road, too.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm on it all the time.
Yeah, Hog Hollow Road.
Yeah.
I told somebody that, and they said, no. H-O-G.
Yeah.
2 words, H-O-G, H-O-L-L-O-W.
Yeah.
Hog Hollow Road, you better believe it.
Yeah, I drive on that all the time.
Dadburn Road, I love it.
Yeah, I'll take a picture. It's about 2 miles from my house.
We're here live talking to Mr. Baseball. So she always says, "Tom, you're so goofy." So his mother, when I'd see her at church. So Dadburn it.
Yeah, that was a word that I picked up from my papa.
I love it.
He was a very godly man, but when he got a little exasperated, that was his word.
Yeah,
Dad burn it.
I understand. And we all get exasperated, so it's part of it. Part of it. All right, we're going to break down the American. Well, let me go to a couple of signings, and we'll get into the. We're going to pick today. He's going to break down the American League Central. Last week you picked the West, and the winner of the West is going to be. You said Houston.
I said Houston. Yeah.
Well, you got to stand by. No, you can't kind of hem haul.
I know. I'll stand by it. I hope I'm wrong. To be honest, but I think that's who's going to win it.
All right. So we're going to do the Central here in a minute, which should be Cleveland, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit, Kansas City, right?
Right.
So we'll break those down here in a second. Tanner Scott signs with the Dodgers. The rich just keeps getting on richer. I mean,
oh my goodness.
Is there any chinks in this baseball team's armor? I mean, top to bottom, pitching rotation, Ohtani, Freeman, Hernandez. I mean, maybe the pitching's a little shaky, maybe. But
they got Sasaki, and then I looked at their start. We forget they got Blake Snell too.
Yeah.
I almost forget about that. If you look at their rotation for next year, they don't. I looked it up. They didn't even have Clayton Kershaw on it.
Right.
And it's still, I was like, this is an all-star rotation.
Yep. So they get Tanner Scott, and they got the kid from Japan. What's his name?
Roki Sasaki.
Roki Sasaki.
Yeah.
So they pick him up. So, it's like an all-star. What is an all-star team? When they break camp here, or go to camp here in a couple of weeks. So, The other pickup, let's see, Bregman still talking to Detroit, I saw.
Yeah, that would be huge. That would be really huge.
And then the Blue Jays picked up Santander, is that right?
They did. They picked him up for a 5-year deal. So here's the thing about the Blue Jays. They have been rumored to be in on every one of these free agents.
Yep.
You know? And it's like, oh, yeah, we're cutting it down to 2 teams, and it's the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, and the Dodgers get them, you know, or the Yankees and the Blue Jays, and the Yankees will make the signing, or the Mets and the Blue Jays. It's almost like the Blue Jays are that team that just can't get that player they want. Well, they finally got Anthony Santander. So they need the bat for sure. This is the last year that they're going to have Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. together. They're both free agents next year. So you can think probably one or both of them will be walking.
More than likely, yes.
And so they pick up another good, solid bat. Probably going to play right field, maybe DH some for them, and see what they can do this year, because I think they think, okay, this year is our best chance, maybe for a while, to really make some noise. So they go out and get Santander, which I think was huge for them.
We want to say hello to Joyce Johnson, Sergio Nunez. We want to say hello to Jesse Parkman. Hello to Julian Bautista, Willie Gregory. Some folks watching. Sharon Farley, thank you. Went to school with some Farleys back in West Virginia. Dennis Haley, hello to you. Stevie Ray, Souls, maybe? Stevie Ray Souls. Anthony Gideon. Hello, Michael. Linda Holly. Don Gross, Grozz, Gross. Hope I'm saying it right. Let me think some other folks. Linda Birchfield, hello, dear. Gordon Smith. Keith Barnett, Justin Hamilton, Glenn McQueen. Hello, Mr. McQueen. How you doing, sir? Richard Lintern, Lintern, William Clay, Kathy Lyles. Let's see, a couple more other folks. Laney Bartlett. And let's see. Oh, by the way, Miss Clowney said it's 30 and a flake here and there down in South Carolina.
Wow.
So, Michael Stafford, Jeanette Hanson, Penny Hurd. How you all doing? Snowed in Myrtle Beach. I saw the picture. Before you got here, I was talking about it on the show.
Yeah.
Down on Ocean Boulevard had snow, and they had 6 inches of snow in the Panhandle of Florida.
They did.
Pensacola.
So I have some friends that live there, and their pictures on Facebook. A lot of snow. With their kids out playing in the snow in Florida. They were loving it.
Now, there's something to that, and I'm not going to get into all the philosophical, but you got fires, you got earthquakes, you got snow where it normally doesn't snow. Tom, it's just a fluke. It's no big deal. Well, first off, God's running the show. There ain't no flukes. Everything happens for a reason. So is it not strange how things have been happening over not just recently, over the last probably 5, 6, 7 years, different things happening?
Yeah.
From a natural.
It is.
Yeah. So what are you trying to say, Tom? I'm saying it's in the book. Is it not in the last days?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
It's in the last
We're going
days.
to see much crazier things than what we've seen.
Yep.
Hopefully we won't.
Perilous times.
I want to be gone by then.
I will be. I'm one of them pre-guys.
Well, I am too. And I have a friend that used to say to me, because he's like a post-trib guy, you know.
Yeah.
And he would always say, he would say, I think I'm right, but I hope you are. Is what he would say to me.
Oh, yes.
You know, and I said, yeah. I said, I mean, you know, we don't know 100% for sure how that's going to work out. I used to tell people I'm pro-trib. You know what that means? I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm all for however God wants to do it.
I just want it to happen.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Whatever God wants to do, I'm all for it.
Well, I think I've told you before, probably the best $70 I ever spent in my life. I bought the 31 CD set, the breakdown of the Book of Revelation with the late Charles Stanley.
Oh, wow.
And he backs it up with scripture that we're not going to be here, church people.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we took a stand now, and
yeah,
he's going to get us out of here for all the craziness happens, but it's going to happen, folks.
Yeah.
It says perilous times in the last days. So snowstorm in Pensacola's up perilous times. It's how and all you look at it. It's
odd.
Yeah, it's another sign. Yeah. All right, here we go. American League Central. Here are the teams: Cleveland, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit, and Kansas City. It's my job trying to get inside his brain. Good luck with that. Trying to figure out who he's going to pick.
I will really mess with you this week.
Oh. So here we go. We're going to start the bottom, work our way up. I'm going to say out of those 5 teams, Cleveland, Minnesota, the White Sox, Detroit, Kansas City is probably a no-brainer on number 5.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, you're going to say, finishing rock bottom, dead last again, are the Chicago White Sox.
You would be correct.
Yep.
Yeah. So they still have Andrew Benintendi. They still have Luis Robert Jr. That's about it. They got a new manager. Will Venable is their new manager, and he should be able to make a difference. But, they traded away Garrett Crochet, who was their best pitcher. I looked at their rotation today on paper, and I'll be honest, I didn't recognize many names.
Tom Taylor, Greg Salyer.
Yeah.
Not exactly world beaters out there. I got you.
So, I don't think they will be as bad as last year and set records for how bad they were, but they're not going to be a whole lot better.
They're going to be last place.
They're going to be in last place. That's I am more confident of that prediction than any I will make in all 6 divisions.
There you go. That's a safe bet. They're going to be bad.
They're going to be bad.
Oh, I meant to get into this before we get into the Central Division. So let's jump in. The Pirates. Mm-hmm. They had a fan fest last week, over the weekend, and so the general manager was there, and the fans got jacked up. They kept chanting, sell the team, sell the team. In fact, the play-by-play announcer guy said, guys, let's stop this and be respectful. We're out here on a fan fest kind of a tour, trying to get people revved up with the Pirates. I didn't realize how bad they were. They haven't been in the playoffs, and they tanked it. Last year, they were doing pretty good at the All-Star break, and after that, they tanked and went and so they want him to sell the team or invest some money in the team. And the general manager said the owner is not going to sell the Pittsburgh Pirates. So you got what you got. So and the Pirate fans are upset about that, and I guess rightfully so, I guess. Hello, Judy Denton. Hello to Alicia Holt. Hello to a couple of others here. Mary Haynes, that's a new name. Hi, lady. Barbara Moore. Hello, lady. How are you? Jason, George Atwood, Joseph Candela, Dorothy Brown. That's a new one, I think. Jody Harvey. Penny Hurd is not a new one. She's down in Churchill, Mount Carmel. Hello, lady. How you doing? So here we go. We picked Chicago. Boy, that was a blazing pick, Tom. So hello. So Tom, you know so much about baseball. Oh, I do. I knew that I could pick Chicago and be safe on that one. Here we go. Maybe a little different now. We go to number 4.
So can I make a declaration here before we go to number 4?
That I don't know what I'm doing?
No. I'm going to say this. Probably any one of these other 4 teams could win the division. Let me just say that. But I got to pick somebody 4th.
Put them in the bag and shake them up. Yep.
Yeah.
Hello, Debbie Wolf. How you doing, lady? Hello to Janice Watson. So here we go. Number 4. American League Central. I'm going to say, you're going to say, finishing 4th this year will be, wow. You're right. You can shake them up.
Yeah, you can.
Hang on here. Let me. That's my brain working. I'm going to say. You're going to say the Kansas City Royals.
No.
Whoa. All right. Bomb that one. Who you got?
I'm going to say the Minnesota Twins.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so they still have Pablo Lopez as their ace, as the top of their rotation. Love that guy. They still got Carlos Correa as their shortstop. And Royce Lewis, if he can have a full season and not get hurt, he will make a lot of noise as their third baseman. He's a great up-and-coming player. I love that guy. I think he's going to be a superstar one day. But I'm worried about the rest of the team. So, they could, if they play like they are capable of playing, like I said, they could win the division. They really could, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, you picked them 4th. All right.
Yeah.
Then we have left Cleveland, Detroit, Kansas City in American League Central. Last week he picked Houston to win the West. We do one each week now. So next week obviously will be the American League East. So we go to you. I think you think the third place team in the American League Central will be the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, you're right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. I think they could move up to second. They could win it. They made the trade with the Reds. They traded away Brady Singer, picked up Jonathan India, picked up a good bat, but I think lost a pitcher that they probably needed even more. I love Seth Lugo at the top of their rotation. He showed us last year exactly what he can do, and it was really, really good. So I think they're going to be a good team. I think they've got some holes that they need to work on. If you look at their depth chart online, Salvador Perez is in the first spot of their depth chart in 3 different places. Now, he can't play 3 positions at one time.
He's a heck of a catcher, though, isn't he?
He is. But he can't catch, play first base, and be the DH all. So,
got to pick one.
Yeah. So I'm thinking what they're trying to say from that is the days he's not catching, he's going to be playing first base or DH.
Save his knees and keep that bat in the lineup.
Right. He's going to be in the lineup every day. And I think that's what they're trying to say with that. But, and Vinny Pasquantino is probably going to be their first baseman. But, I like them. I think they're going to play well. I just don't think they can get over the top.
Jeff Birchfield, I guess we should be calling him Mr. NASCAR since you're Mr. Baseball.
Yeah, there you go.
He joins us coming up next.
Yeah.
Hello to Vincent Shepard. Hello to Ron Pinkleton. Let's say hello to some of these folks. New names. Thank you. Daryl Dunbar, Patsy Brown, Carl Luft, Luft, Adam Scheffler. Hello, sir. Sue May, Debbie Montano, Montano, Montano. Would be Montano. Yeah, it would be Montano, I guess. Sheila Asher, Debbie Wolf, Janice Watson, James Poindexter, Sharon Cannebrack, Judy Denton, Alicia Hope. Thank you all. If I butcher the names, of course, you know I don't mean to. Rebecca Martin and Edwin Taylor, I can say those, and Vincent Shepard. All right, second place, we got Cleveland and Detroit left. I'm going to say, you're going to say, the second place team in the American League Central for 2025 would be the Cleveland Guardians.
You are right.
Ding, ding, ding,
I
ding,
thought
ding.
I was going to mess with you on this one.
I'm so bright my daddy called me son. Are you kidding me? There you go. All right, I got Cleveland at number 2.
So Cleveland needs a good season from Shane Bieber. He needs to stay healthy.
Good point.
He needs to be at the top of that rotation. They have the best closer in baseball, Emmanuel Clase. Jose Ramirez is still probably one of the most underrated players in all of baseball. You look at what he does on the field, and it's just nothing short of amazing. Because he's a little guy. I mean, he's not a big guy at all, but he puts up some fantastic numbers. He comes through in the clutch. Love him, but I think they're going to take a step backwards. I really do. I think they'll miss Josh Naylor, and I think they'll have a hard time winning the division this year.
So it tells you, obviously, his preseason pick to win the American League Central will be the Detroit Tigers. Why?
Yeah, well, a couple reasons. Tarek Skubal, for one. He came across last year as probably the best pitcher in baseball, and if he can have another season like that, in 2024 they were pretty much unbeatable on the days he pitched. If you got a pitcher that you can count on like that, it's no telling how far you can go. And I still think and I like Riley Green. I like Kerry Carpenter. I think those guys can really hit, and they're going to help carry that team. I think sometime between now and spring training, and it may be Bregman. If it's Bregman, definitely that's going to put them over the top.
So there you have it, American League Central. Detroit, Cleveland, Kansas City, Minnesota, and the White Sox in that order. Next week, American League East, which has the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Blue Jays, and the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll pick them next week. That's going to be tough.
That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, but I'll be right. So what I ended up getting what? I missed Minnesota.
Yeah.
But I got 3 out.
You got pretty much the rest of them.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how accurate we are there. Like I said, there's 4 teams that can win that division.
Absolutely. Yeah. Watch them flip it. Chicago wins and Detroit finishes in the cellar.
Chicago's not going to win.
Not going to win it. No.
I'll tell you that.
No,
they're not going to win it.
No. Can you imagine being the season ticket salesperson of the White Sox out trying to sell season tickets to a team that set the record for the most losses in the season and didn't do a whole lot to improve themselves?
Yeah.
In fact,
poor guy.
They gave away, or they sold off or traded off Crochet, who was the best thing they had going for him. So.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if you're any good at all for one of these White Sox guys, I mean, you got a job. You can do any kind of productivity on the field at all. You're in because they got nobody.
Oh, yeah.
You bring me up there and I can swing for the fences and go, we like that Taylor guy.
Yeah.
We called him Whiff when he was in Little League. That's my nickname, Whiff.
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 So I have a friend that grew up in Chicago, and he lives here now, but he's a big White Sox fan. And we were talking one day last season, and he was talking about when he was a kid, if you made good grades in school, you got free tickets to see the White Sox play. And he said, I love the White Sox. He said, but they weren't very good even then. And he said, wasn't a big draw didn't inspire a whole lot of kids. He said it did him because he was a White Sox fan, but he said it didn't inspire a whole lot of kids because they weren't any good. And he said, I can just imagine if they're doing that this year, which he was talking about last season.
Oh.
Yeah, it really probably wouldn't.
They would pay them to go see.
Yeah.
You come to the game, we'll give you $10 just to come put your honey in the seat. I was so bad batting. I'll tell this story now. It doesn't matter. Your mom's will go, here he goes. I was so bad batting. How bad were you? I was so bad. I changed my batting stance. I was right-hand batter.
Yeah.
So I put this elbow out in front. So
trying to get a hit.
Oh, I got hit every time. I figured if I can't swing, I couldn't.
Get on base.
Oh, I was terrible. I couldn't hit it out to second base. So I thought, well, okay. There was no DH in Little League Baseball back when I played, obviously. So I had to go up there and swing the stick. So I thought, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to change my batting stance.
Yeah.
So I get hit every time. So I led the league hit bats. And stolen base, if I was at first, they said steal second, you had to hit the stopwatch. Go. I think he's moving. So,
they clocked you with a calendar instead of a watch, right?
I was not blessed a lot of speed on the bases.
That's the way I was as well.
Yeah.
So, I decided to change my batting stance my freshman year in high school, and I learned really quick that was probably a big mistake.
Yep.
I closed my stance instead of being. I was a little bit open. And I think if I'd have just been straight on, I'd have done much better. But I closed it, and I looked like I was bailing out every time I'd take a swing. And yeah, that was a mistake. I should have never done that.
Yeah. See, we're going back down memory lane.
I couldn't hit worth nothing that year.
Your mom loves these stories. So.
Oh yeah.
Now basketball, whole different animal. Put me on the basketball court. Oh, it's a whole different bird. Baseball. Was not. I could play defense. I was really good at first base defense.
Yeah.
But hitting and running, no.
Yeah.
No, it was pitiful. So anyway.
My daughters were at my mom's house one Sunday afternoon. This was several years ago. My daughters come out to the den where I'm sitting there in a recliner, and they said, "What are these?" And they had basketball trophies that they'd found up in the top of my old bedroom closet, And I said, "Well, I did have a life at one time, I did play some sports," and they said, "You won the tournament. You won the league or whatever." I said, "Yeah." I said, because they were both first place trophies. I said, "Yeah, I was on some good teams and we won. So yeah, I've got some trophies."
I'll tell you one more crazy.
Yeah, my daughters though could not believe that they were going to find basketball trophies of all things in my old bedroom. Yeah.
6th grade, we played on a basketball team. We were 0-20. We were bad. So they had to pick somebody for the all-tournament team. So this is a true story. Halfway through the final, we played that one game, the elimination game. We got beat by 50 or 60 points. We were terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, something came across the team. And so by the third quarter, every kid on the team, except me, I still out there playing, was in the bathroom puking. Had some kind of a stomach bug.
Oh, no.
It hit the team right in the middle of the game. And so the only one out there not throwing up or in the bathroom puking was me. And they said, "You're the all-tournament pick." And that's how I got the trophy.
Because you didn't get sick.
The whole team was sick and, crying and snotting around and puking and sick. And they said, the all-tournament team for the Celtics is Tommy Taylor. It's like, I am? Because I'm the only one out there.
Yeah, only one able to keep playing.
One still standing out the game.
That's funny.
Remember my little buddy, Scott Jenkins? I think it was Scott Jenkins. That when the final horn went off, he ran off the floor like he'd been shot out of a cannon.
Oh, wow.
He made a beeline to the toilet, because he had to throw up. And I thought, where'd all these guys go? I mean, everybody just vacated.
Wow.
I'm the only one standing out there at the end of the game to shake hands with all the team. They said, all tournament team, Tommy Taylor. Gave him a trophy, get him out of here.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Oh, Lord. Anyway.
Hey, put it on your resume. All tournament team.
All tournament by default.
Yeah.
By stomach bug. See you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll take a break. Mr. NASCAR's in here next. Can't make this stuff up, folks. That's a true story. We'll be right back after this from Northeast Community Credit Union. You're watching show number 2,221 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Mr. NASCAR. Jeff Birchfield next.
Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club Savings Account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bemycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club Savings Account for Christmas 2024?
Yes.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Mr. NASCAR's here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. NASCAR, Jeff Birchfield. Should have been on the Johnson City Press, but I didn't today. But how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, sir.
Hello.
Did you get your cord fixed, by the way?
I did get it fixed,
Well,
yes.
good.
Got it fixed. Got a new cord. So hello to Donna. But you don't need to hold it today because it's not that busy in here yet. It probably will be. But hello to Brenda Woodley and Tracy Maitland. Hello to Beverly Ramsey and Elaine Riley and Eileen, I guess that's Tittle, Matt Lehman, Brenda Smith, Nicole Rickards, Coach Shipley down in Middle Tennessee. Hello, sir. Jim Josick, Donna ARNDT Arndt, maybe, and Bill Birchfield. We know him.
I know him.
Yep. You know Penny Hurd?
I do.
You do? Michael Sandrell, Curtis Watson, Bridget BECNEL. I'm going with Becknell. So if I miss them, I don't mean to. Catherine Littlefield, and Lester MORR Lester Moore, and Pam Ringo. So there you go. NASCAR getting ready. Speed Week's right around the corner. What's going on with all the drivers? What's happening right now in NASCAR?
Well, actually, a lot of the drivers are down in Charlotte this week. They're doing like some of the promotional videos and stuff they do for Fox and NBC and the different stations there. I guess Amazon Prime, TBS. There's a lot of different media partners this year. So I think they're down there filming most of that this week. And then next week, of course, the season unofficially starts with the Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Penny says, morning, fellas. Hello, lady. How you doing? Hello to Lee Barnett. Hello, ma'am. Angelina Pena. Hello to you. Marilyn Dickerson. Hello to you. And Joni Shop, SCHOPP. So they're down there they don't have the media tour anymore, do they?
No, they sure don't. But that's always my favorite week of the year. Unfortunately, they've not had it in the last few years. They have like a Daytona 500 media day coming up in about 3 weeks right before the 500. But I really do miss that NASCAR media tour. It's a great chance, to have good previews, on all the teams.
So all the drivers are in Charlotte doing all the, as you said, interviews and doing all the commercials and all the stuff they got to do before the season gets started.
Yeah, for the TV partners, basically. I mean, it's pretty much exclusive to those guys now.
When do they shoot the TV commercials? Whenever they can do them? Because I know a lot of them do TV.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of those this
right
week,
now,
So.
Okay, so they're busy. So when do they go to Daytona and actually get in behind the wheel and start driving?
Well, next week they'll be in Winston-Salem, like I said, right behind the wheel. But, yeah, Daytona will be a couple of weeks after that, so be ready to go.
So the weather in Winston-Salem, it's next weekend, isn't it? First weekend of February?
And it's supposed to be decent weather from what I've, looked ahead there. Which I'm going to actually be in Florida next week, so I'm looking forward to some good weather myself.
Well, if you go to Pensacola, it snowed up there the other day. So.
Nah, not heading that way. Heading more to Daytona and Orlando, so it'll be good.
All right, I'm going to look this up real quick. Winston-Salem weather, see what they've got for next weekend.
Yeah, I love Bowman Gray Stadium. My brother and I took a trip over there a couple of years ago, watched one of their weekly shows. Just absolutely fantastic racing, It's just a lot of fun. One of the guy who won that night in the modifieds, Tim Brown, he's actually going to be racing in the class. He's one of the local guys they're going to let run.
10-day forecast for Winston-Salem where the clash is going to be. It says the weather page can't be found. Now, any other time I'd hit it, but since I'm on the air and I'm waiting on it, let's try this one, AccuWeather, see what they give me. All right, here we go. Looks like it's going to be 45 degrees over there. So
yeah, it'll be a little cool for sure.
Let's see. Here we go, right here. It will be Friday. Actually, be next Friday a week will be 51. So, is that right? 124, 128. No, it's the following week, right? It's not going to be the 31st. It'll be the first weekend in February.
Yeah, it's like, 31st is Friday, and then I think it's February 2nd is actually Sunday.
Yeah, so that's when they're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be in the 50s. So it won't be what we've got now, there or here. So it's going to be much more conducive to racing. Folks may not know that, but some of the early tracks in the spring when the weather's really iffy, it changes the whole setup when it's cold weather, does it not?
It sure does, as far as the way the tires stick to the pavement and all that. So, yeah, teams have to adjust all that.
So what's the latest on the tires? That became a controversy last year. Have they fixed the tire problem?
Well, hopefully they've not completely fixed it. That Bristol race in the fall wasn't very good, so hopefully it's a balance between, what we had in the spring and what we had in the fall.
So what went wrong with Bristol with the tires?
Well, last year, they put one thing, they put a little different compound on the track itself, which ended up eating the tires, plus as a little colder temperatures and all that. And then in the summer, Goodyear said they brought back the same tires, but a lot of people felt that maybe they did make some changes to them because those things were bulletproof. They stayed together and guys didn't even really have to pit.
So why would they change the sticky at Bristol?
They just tried different compounds, to make the racing better, more side-by-side racing and all.
And it didn't?
It worked out well in the spring. As far as I'm concerned, some people didn't like it, but those tires coming apart made a really interesting race. Had like 54 lead changes. But, in the summer race there, Kyle Larson just absolutely dominated. It led like 462 laps. And
wouldn't have made any difference what you put down there, would it?
Yeah, it's just a yawner, that was a terrible race. But speaking of Kyle Larson, he's, absolutely the best oval track driver in the world, in my opinion. He won his third Chili Bowl Midget Nationals over the weekend.
He can take a wheelbarrow and win with it, couldn't he? The guy can drive anything.
He really could, and, it's going to be interesting. The two races, he's not won major races. One's the Daytona 500, which he's not been that great on drafting tracks. But Hendrick obviously has some great cars. Last year, William Byron and Alex Bowman were 1-2 in the Daytona 500. And then, obviously, him going back to Indianapolis for a second year, a lot of people are interested to see what he'll do in the IndyCar this year.
We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, show number 2221. We do this every day of the week, and we'll be tomorrow. We'll be at Lingerfield Drug Center in Elizabethton. Then on Friday, we'll kick off the weekend. We're normally at Food City, but this Friday we'll be at the Jeweler's Bench talking about Valentine's Day, getting something for your significant other, your honey. They're going to have rings and watches and Pandora's jewelry, all that we're going to be talking about on Friday there. And also the big announcement about our show on Friday. We're excited about that. Let me say hello to a couple of folks, and we'll take a look at some of the drivers, see what he thinks about them coming up. Hello to Casey Benham. Hello to Venus Beers. Hello to Ursula Wine, Antoine Plow, Kathy Rowland, Jeffrey Martinez, Jamie Hemrick, Barbara Peavy, Paula Martinez, Mark and Debbie Tipton, Robert Shutty, Shuddy, I guess, Andrea Moeller, and Deborah Snyder and Cliff Buckles, and Rachel Landon, Todd Stevens, and Debbie Baker, Candace Jones, and Donna Stone. Thank you all for watching. You know my theory, if you're nice enough to say you're watching, well, at least say hello back to you. It's the least I can do, since all the different options you could be doing right now, and you're watching our show, and I appreciate that very, very much. So thank you. Hello to Jody Shelton. There's another new name popped up. So we talked last week about Penske, the domination. You have Logano, you have Blaney, and who's your other driver for Penske?
Austin Cindric.
Austin Cindric. So,
and he's racing in the 24 Hours of Daytona this weekend. Sports car race.
So how do you break the domination? I mean, cars are cars, the parts are parts. I know that make it very simplified, but how does the other teams, what do they got to do? Because a lot of these are cookie cutters to a point. So what do you got to do to get better than Penske?
Well, I guess since that final race is at Phoenix, and that seems to be the track they've really figured out, is, I guess do some testing down there, and hopefully you figure out something that, works at that track that you're able to get better than them there.
So you started Daytona here in about a month. So what do you do strategically? What do I got to do? The rest of the teams go, okay, we got to make sure Penske doesn't win. So how do you change it? I guess what I'm asking.
Well, I mean, that's like I said. I don't know if you can keep Penske out of the playoffs. It's a pretty good organization, but I guess if you were able to eliminate those drivers, it would obviously in the rounds of the playoffs when we get further down in the season, that'd be a big deal. And of course, Joey Logano was eliminated after Charlotte, and then ended up having a penalty on Alex Bowman, which led him back in the playoffs.
You know Keith Barnett?
Yeah, I know Keith Barnett.
He's watching. Hello, Keith. And he's the guy we had lunch with.
Yeah, at the firehouse that time.
Music trivia?
Yeah, I can tell you about every number one song from early 70s to early 90s.
A couple of birthdays today, by the way. Teddy Gentry plays for the group Alabama, 73 today. Stephen Perry from the group Journey, Loving and Touching and Squeezing. Remember that song?
I remember a lot of Journey songs.
He is 76 today, Steve Perry. So earlier when Andrew was here, I thought I was going to break out and sing a little Steve Perry, get up there in that falsetto, and I said, probably not. So, but he can sing.
He can. He
76.
Sure can.
So he's having a birthday today. So happy birthday to Steve Perry from Journey and Teddy Gentry from Alabama. And Diane Lane's having a birthday today, the actress. She is 60. So there you go. We are here live at Chick-fil-A. We are talking to our buddy, Mr. NASCAR, Jeff Birchfield. So they are getting ready to go to the Clash next week. Now, for those out there who don't know, the Clash is how far, how many laps, and all that?
I'd have to look that up, honestly, Tom. But it's Clash has traditionally started out as a race just for pole winners from the previous year. It used to be like a, just 20-lap shootout and all down at Daytona. Of course, it's evolved over the years. They've taken it, they made it race at the Daytona road course. They made the race longer, and they've made stages and all that. Been at the Los Angeles Coliseum the last 3 years, and now it's moved to Bowman Gray, which is more in the heart of NASCAR country. One thing you was asking me last week that I did, you was asking me who are the rookies this year. So that'll be Shane Van Gisbergen. He's be in the Trackhouse car, and then you'll have Riley Herbst. He'll be with 2311 racing this year in a Toyota.
So Riley, what's the first boy's name?
Riley Herbst. He's actually from Las Vegas, like the Bush boys were.
And the other boy is who?
Shane Van Gisbergen. He's the guy from Down Under who actually won the road course race at the Chicago Street Circuit and won some road course races in Xfinity Series last year.
He's an Aussie from Australia?
Yeah. Actually, I think he's from New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah.
Well, he's down under there.
But yeah,
he'll talk funny.
They're both, they both have that
accent. Which I love to hear. Milligan's got a couple of guys from New Zealand. I love talking to them. They'll say, we'll go to Chick-fil-A, get me some soap. I love it. So I love these guys talking. Laura Walker, hello to you, ma'am. LaDonna Davis, hello to Kelly. Hello to Sandra Davis. Hello to Jeannie Crawford. Hello to Vicky Thacker. Hello to Diane Pavlich. Hello to Bill Haynes, Troy Williams, and Dolores Brown, and Stephanie J. Hill, and Michael Baker, and Larry Wade. Thank you all for watching the show. So going into the season, we're going to break it down starting next week. Or you'll be in Florida next week.
I'll be in Florida next week.
Oh, what the? Driving Mr. Birchville. Can I drive your car? I can put on my little derby and drive you down there.
That's it.
Put you in the back seat and say, where you want to go, boss? And so, take me to Daytona there, boy. Tap me on the shoulder. Go, Daytona or bust. So, I could drive your car down there.
Oh,
Driving Mr. Birchville. I can look on his face. He ain't buying it. He don't want me to drive his car. So, I would be. Greg could go too. We could go down. You could be carry his bags, and I'll drive him. Going to Florida.
Yeah, you guys have your toes in the sand with. Along with me
Be more than toes. I just go in his head diving. Boom. Come back up. Swimming with the sharks. So, swim with the dolphins. So, that's good.
Actually, right below there, New Smyrna Beach is the quote-unquote shark capital of the United States.
Well, that's where I want to go surfing. I get right out there and see if they can get me. I'm so lily white, they'd see my legs. They'd probably go, what? The sharks, what is that up there? Because, good night. So, anyway. I'm glad. So you'll be gone next week. So when you come back, we're going to start breaking down the drivers and the teams they're with and so on and so forth. So I'm going to throw out a couple of drivers here, and I want to get your take on the NFL playoff games before you get out of here. So let's pick one. Denny Hamlin. What do you prognosticate for him in 2025?
I think he'll be a multiple-time race winner again, but. You know, I've kept on thinking year after year, well, this might finally be the year Denny Hamlin wins the championship, but I'm thinking he's going to be a guy like Junior Johnson or Mark Martin that does not win a NASCAR championship over his career.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
I think Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s got an excellent shot of winning another one of the drafting track races. You know, he's proven to be one of the best guys at the strategy, you know, it takes to win those type of races.
Chris Buescher.
Chris Buescher, I look for Chris Buescher to have a little bit of a bounce back in RFK racing. I think he'll lead the way. You know, Brad Keselowski, obviously a former champion, a really great driver, but I really like Chris Buescher, and I think he'll be able to win multiple races again.
Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon, maybe one race possibility that he can win this year. I don't see RCR being that good again, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think Kyle Busch will struggle again. You know?
Do you really? You think he'll struggle?
Unfortunately.
Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace, sort of same as Austin Dillon. I think he's got a possibility of winning a race, but I think he's in a little better position because 2311 obviously has some, you know, good equipment. I mean, Tyler Reddick was the guy who contended for the championship last year.
So at one point, not just Bubba Wallace, at one point, these teams, these owners go, you know, I like you some, but you ain't cutting it. We got to go in a different direction. Could that happen this year? Anybody on the bubble?
I could see the Kyle Busch RCR thing, but I think that could be more Kyle as a driver wanting to get away from RCR than the other way around, you know. So I think that could actually happen this year for sure.
All right, let's go down that trail for a second. He's been with Rick Hendrick earlier in his career. He's been obviously Joe Gibbs. He's now with RCR. Where would he land if he went someplace? Who would want to bring him on board?
You know, I could see if they expand maybe a third car with RFK Racing. Of course, he's never been with Penske. That's a premier team. So, you know, the thing is with Penske, you've got Tim Cindric, who's one of the main guys with Penske. So it's hard to see them kicking Austin Cindric out. But, I mean, Kyle Busch should definitely be an upgrade in that number 2 car if you put him in it.
Well, RFK and that Keselowski?
Yeah, RFK, yeah, I was talking Penske, but yeah, RFK, if they expand it to 3 cars, even though him and Brad Keselowski didn't get along at all earlier in their career, but, you know, it's sometimes what they say makes strange bedfellows.
You got it. So there is a possibility that Kyle Busch will get tired of it and want to go, because RCR, you don't see them making a big leap in improvement this year, so that's interesting. So
no, I mean, obviously, if the performance improves at RCR, he's probably going to be happier, but, you know, he was pretty frustrated at the end of last year, finally had his streak of winning a race every year broken.
You're exactly right. Hello to Dale Garwood, Bill Schleman, Kerry Newman, Patsy Ogle, Alfonso Powell, Linda Bryant, Rosemary Roberts, Gypsy Parker. Man, that's a NASCAR driver name right there.
That almost is.
I like that. Gypsy Parker. And the number 2 car, the number 2 Chick-fil-A Ford Thunderbird. Gypsy Parker. I like that. Angela Dallin and Betty Smith and Ernie Hayes and Marilyn Martinez and Missy Grantham. And look at here, Bonnie Schurig, Schurig. These are all new folks. Thank you for watching the show. And there's 2 more. 3 more. Bonnie Jackson, Eleanor, and Brenda Alawine. So there you go. NFL football, here we go. I want to get your take on Sunday. The Commanders and the Eagles in Philadelphia. Who wins it and why?
I know they split during the season. The Commanders having a terrific run, and if Jalen Hurts is hurt, no pun intended, I think Washington's got a shot of actually making it to the Super Bowl.
I've called it. I called it last week. I got 3 out of 4 right. The only one I missed was the Ravens and the Bills. So I got the Commanders in the upset in Philadelphia. Chiefs hosting Buffalo. Who do you like there?
You know, my heart says Buffalo. I'd love to see the Bills finally win on the Super Bowl, but, man, it is hard to bet against the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes.
So you're going Bills? I mean, you're going Chiefs?
Yeah, I would have to say Chiefs on that one.
So you're saying in a couple of weeks it's going to be the Chiefs and the Commanders in the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Okay. I'm going to go Commanders and the Bills. I think this is the year Josh Allen gets the redemption and beats the Chiefs in Kansas City, mainly because I'm a Raiders guy and we can't stand the Chiefs. My granddaughter said, Granddad, the Raiders are terrible. Why would they be mad at the Chiefs? I said, back in the day, in the old AFL, not that long ago in the NFL, in the AFC West, we were both pretty good. It was a big rivalry.
It used to be a huge rivalry and stuff. I finally, you was talking those predictions, finally got the college prediction right because I picked with my head instead of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ohio State obviously had the most talented team out there and proved it on Monday night.
I thought Will Howard put on a show.
He did. I mean, 14 of the first 15 passes, so that's pretty good.
In fact, we've got the final poll. We're going to take a look at that when Jeff takes off here in a second. We got the final poll for college football's out. Ohio State's number 1. Tennessee will finish at number 9 this year, and they finish in the top 10. So a lot of promise on the volunteer football team next year. So,
and a big game for the volunteer basketball team on Saturday. Number 1 Auburn and Tennessee going to lock up there in Auburn, Alabama.
Down in Auburn, down on the plains. And then tomorrow night, the Lady Vols go to Texas to battle the Lady Longhorns, who are 9th in the country. So Tennessee's at number 15, 16, somewhere through there.
Yeah.
15th or 16th. I'll have to double check here in a minute. I will. So.
And then obviously here locally, huge week for ETSU, big rivalry week because they play their 2 big rivals, Western Carolina and Chattanooga this week.
Mm-hmm.
Western tonight and then Chattanooga on Saturday.
There you go. So busy time. Spring training. We talked to Andrew Lewis earlier. Spring training was in, and with Greg too. We're inside of 3 weeks. Spring training's showing up for baseball. It's awesome. Days are getting longer. The nights are getting stronger. Ain't that the song? Days are getting longer. It's going to warm up at some point. So spring's right around the corner. So,
spring right around the corner.
Yeah.
Like you said, like we're talking, hoop season's still going strong. I know we got a big win for Science Hill last night over Dobbins Bennett, and then your Cyclones really pushed Tennessee High to the limit last night.
Oh, we had them. We were up, and they came back, and we tied it in overtime, and they beat us in OT. It was a great game. Tennessee High's got a great team. We've got 2 more tomorrow night. We play Unicoi County on Thursday at our place, celebrating 50 years of Lady Cyclone basketball tomorrow night. So we'll be doing that, be ready to go. So you are probably hungry, and so we're going to let you go do that. So just next Wednesday, it'll be the 29th. Old Tom's in here just slugging it out in East Tennessee. God bless him at Johnson City, Chick-fil-A. My boy's going to be down somewhere in Florida, walking around in a T-shirt, shorts, sunglasses on, probably a straw hat. And he's probably, are you a beach guy when you go to the water? Are you in the ocean or just going?
Yeah, definitely. But I think I'm going to be in Orlando that day, so that should be, we're doing one day at Disney and then a lot of other things, obviously, to do down there as well.
Old Tom up here just slugging it out, working like a barred mule, and old Jeff's down there walking around Disney with these Mickey Mouse ears on. I think you look good, Mickey Mouse ears.
Well, I used to look like Mickey Mouse because the way my ears stuck out when I was like a teenager and all. So, matter of fact, when I got my head shaved when I went to basic training, my drill sergeant, he said, "Hey there, private ears."
Private ears.
That's my nickname. So.
Mickey. I can see little ears that says Jeffy, Jeffy, for Mickey Mouse ears. I love it. So have a good time. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you as always, sir. Always have fun having him on the show. So he's going to, how do we get that gig? I'm going to be sitting there working, and Jeff's going to be in Florida on vacation.
Yeah.
And he's earned it. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Got more sports next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Patayo.
And this is Elsa.
And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick.
I really like the marinated chicken breast because the spice comes in at just the right moment. Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. It's highlighting the flavors in the chicken. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken. Literally, the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well. So there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
At Chick-fil-A Caraway Village, we always look forward to seeing Ellie. Nick also.
Ellie just gets excited and bolts right towards them.
She loves to come and get the bag and trots right back to Nick.
We never even had to ask them to hand her the bag. The team members just automatically knew to do it. It was just that little thing, that level of customer service that kind of blew my mind.
We're just really glad that Nick shared Ellie with us. We take care of our guests, whether they're two-legged or four-legged.
And back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Show number 2000. I see it on the screen. 2,221. Yeah, on this Wednesday, January the 22nd, 2025. All right, let's clean it up, see what's going on. Some different things I want to pass on before we get out of here. Little Marcia Wood, how you doing, lady? Hello to Bill Birchfield. Hello to Billy Joe Barton and Glenn Trick and Laura Kendrick. And let's see, Nina and Lisa, I guess, LISC, Lise Lambert, Stephen Campbell, Larry Sexton, Dolores Simmons, June Beal, Tammy Bishop, Michelle Owen, Jeff Ortiz, Kelly Evans, David Smith, Debbie Sefton, S-E-F-T-O-N, Marshella Lamb, Allen and Gail Farrell, Lisa Allen, Teresa Lena, Martin Reynolds. Thank you all so much. Caroline Steves, Linda Crocker. Thank you all for watching the show. And we got Mark T-A-R-S, Terrace. Anyway, let's take a look at some sports before we get out of here. The Raiders, my boys, the Raiders, can't find a coach. Now they look like they're going to settle. They wanted Johnson from the Lions who went to the Bears. And so Rebecca Harper and Stephen French and Robert Tu, T-E-W. So it looks like the Raiders are going to go after Pete Carroll, the former Seahawks coach. 73-year-old Carroll spent 14 seasons as a Seahawks coach, 10 playoff appearances in 14 years, 2 Super Bowl bids. And so he has 170 career wins, ranking him 17th among all-time NFL coaches. His 11 playoff wins ranks him 12th. So the Raiders, not for sure, not settled in on yet, but that looks like who they're going after. Pete Carroll, the new coach of the Raiders. We should know that by tomorrow. We're going to be back on the air tomorrow at Lingerfeld Drug Center, downtown Elizabeth. NBA tonight, who's playing where? Atlanta hosting Detroit. Timberwolves, Minnesota and Dallas. Brooklyn hosting Phoenix. The number one team in the league, the Cleveland Cavaliers, will be in Houston tonight. Battle the Rockets. Memphis hosting Charlotte. Milwaukee, the Bucks in New Orleans. Utah at Oklahoma City. Golden State at Sacramento. And the Clippers will host the Celtics in L.A. tonight in the NBA. Last night on the ice, the Nashville Predators skated past San Jose 7-5, so the Preds get a W in Nashville. Tonight, 4 on the ice, Boston skates in New Jersey. Toronto, the Maple Leafs hosting Columbus. Colorado, the Avalanche home to Winnipeg tonight. And Florida skates in L.A. against the Kings on a light night in the National Hockey League. As we told you, the AP college football polls out, the final one to wrap up the college football season. The Buckeyes number one, as they should be in the final AP Top 25. Buckeyes finished at the top of the polls for the first time since 2014. What's that, 11 years ago? And so your top 10 goes like this. The final college poll: Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oregon, Texas, Penn State, Georgia is 6th, Arizona State, Boise State, Tennessee finishes 9th in the country, and Indiana number 10. At number 11 was Ole Miss, SMU 12th, BYU 13th, Clemson, the Tigers finished 14th in the final college football poll. Iowa State 15th, Illinois 16th, Alabama 17th, 18th is Miami and South Carolina. The Gamecocks at number 19, and rounding out the top 20 in the final poll is Syracuse. Then you have Army, Missouri, UNLV, Memphis, and Colorado, the Buffaloes, at number 25 in the country. That is your final top 25 college football poll. They're in winter workouts now, and you laugh, but it's true. In about 60 days, we'll have spring football practice. So, again, it's Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oregon, Texas, Penn State. Then you have Georgia, Arizona State, Boise State. Tennessee finishes, as we said, at number 9 in the country. And Indiana, the Hoosiers, round out the top 10 in the final AP college football poll. Tonight, college basketball. Again, 5 games on tap. 13th ranked Texas A&M and number 16 Ole Miss tonight in the SEC. Then you have number 5 Florida, the Gators, in South Carolina tonight. You have 20th ranked St. John's. Again, as I said earlier in the show, whether you like the guy or not, we're talking about Rick Pitino. Here he is with yet another team in the top 25 men's college basketball. Point is the guy can coach. He just gets it done. Louisville, Kentucky, who else? Providence. And now St. John's. I think there's a 5th team I'm not thinking of, but I know he had success at Kentucky, at Providence, at St. John's, now at Louisville. I know he coached the Celtics in the NBA. I was thinking he coached a 5th team in college. But anyway, St. John's, 20th ranked, hosting Xavier tonight. 12th ranked Kansas, the Jayhawks at TCU. And 7th ranked Houston, the Cougars, home to Utah tonight in men's top 25 college basketball. You have auctions going on. We have one going through next Tuesday. Collins and Company. This is tractor, tools, collectibles. A Honda 4-wheeler. These all start at a buck a bid. A Ford 3000 diesel tractor, a Honda 4-wheeler, a John Deere plow, a finish mower, a scraper blade, 2 farm trailers, utility trailers, a flat bottom fishing boat, 2 hunting stands, all kinds of tools, power tools, hand tools, all that. Again, this particular auction. Go to collinsandcompany.info, and there it is, online estate auction. And you can rack up starting a buck a bid. And so that's going on through next week. Then you have one that finishes today, as a matter of fact, at 6 o'clock. Antiques, primitives, furniture, and old sports memorabilia. This one finishes today. Among other things, a 20-gallon AP Donahue stoneware crock, 2 spinning wheels, green painted washstand, a folk art modeled log cabin and barn, 1800s furniture, old sports memorabilia, Fenton glass, uranium glass, hobnail glass, coin and stamp collections, porcelain dolls, Iron Mountain stoneware, and it all finishes right here today at 6 o'clock at collinsandcompany.info. There's 2 auctions to choose to look at. And here's the third one that finishes tomorrow on the 23rd. This is a coin, currency, jewelry, knife, and sports card online auction. That is through tomorrow. Again, go to collinsandcompany.info. You have 3 different auctions you can bid on. This one ends tomorrow. What's in this one? State coins, currency, knives, jewelry, sports cards, selling to multiple local estates. Everything starts at $1. Highlights include American Gold Eagle coins, silver bullion bricks, Morgan silver dollar collection, an array of gold and silver coins, distinctive red letter $2 bills along with uncut $2 pennies. Uncut $2 bills and other currency, including our barber halves and quarters, an extensive collection of wheat pennies, pocket knives, hunting knives, jewelry, all kinds of goodies going on. This one is through tomorrow at collinsandcompany.info tomorrow. So there you go. That's what you've got to, all three of those you can bid on at collinsandcompany.info. So there you go. That's going to do it. Big thanks to Jeff Birchfield, Mr. NASCAR, Greg Salyer, Mr. Baseball, Andrew Lewis, sports writer from the Johnson City Press, all here to join us today. We appreciate that very much. We'll come right back after this and close it out from Advanced Heat Pump Systems and from Chick-fil-A on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
That spice is 10 out of 10, would recommend. Hi, my name is Khadijah, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick of the chicken. It's just the right amount of heat. It gets me excited and definitely wanting more. And then, pro tip, add that cilantro lime sauce. I couldn't get enough of that sauce. It cools it down. If the sandwich is at 100, the cilantro lime takes it to 200. It makes me want to, tell all my friends and family.
Real guest paid for their testimonial.
Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club savings account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bmycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club savings account for Christmas 2024?
Yes.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Thanks for being with us today. Let's give you the verse today. We always end our broadcast, always dedicate our broadcast to the man who hung on the cross, and today certainly no different. Psalms 117:2. Man, this is good. Good stuff. For great is his love towards us, and the faithfulness of the Lord endures forever. Wow. Great is his love towards us. You know, he went up on the cross and died for us, all of us, me and you. Whether you want to concede that or not, he did. He did. John 3:16. God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, so whosoever shall believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. So he did that for everybody. For great is his love towards us, and the faithfulness of the Lord endures forever. Praise the Lord. Psalms 117:2 is the verse of the day to end this show. Thanks for being with us. Back with you tomorrow. We'll be live at Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabeth, talking to our buddy Dr. Eric Carter, what's going on there with a new set of guests. Kelly Broussard will be there tomorrow with a swimmer from Elizabeth who's qualified for the state swim meet. And we'll go over some of the swimming results from the regional last week. We'll say, wrapping up, hello to Jonathan Morton. Let me tell you something, sir. Your son is really, really good behind this microphone. I've got plans for him. He's really good if he wants to be. I got plans for him. If he wants to go that route, I've got plans for him. Deuce Morton. He is such a great guy, great young man, and very, very talented. He sits down, and he's a good-looking guy. He's a handsome feller, very well-spoken, very articulate, a champion in everything he does and has done. Deuce Morton, great kid, and Jonathan and Kim should be very proud of him, and I know they are. Hello to Willie. Hello to Mary Bryden. Hello to Kathy Walker, Valerie Grooms, Sonia Kraft. Say a couple load a couple more. Linda Harris, Tim Weiss, Annie Clegg, Tammy Robinson, Loretto, Lola Jones. Hello to Martha Green. Hello to Brandon Jones, Gene Madgett. Hello to Julie Novak, Linda Mack, Mark Scott, Alan Wells, Susan F.A.B. Fabella, Susan Fabella, Lillian Logan, Levi Martin, Jean Thilmany, Fiona, Amelia Tracy, Wally, Cheryl Mailer, and Chad Schreiner, Mike Sam Paget, and who's the last one just popped up here before we get out of here? Brandy Lemon, and Todd Byers, and Lou, and Cindy, and I said Sonia Crabb. That'll do it. Thank you for watching the show. Show number 2,221. Back with you tomorrow. Connie, would you like to say anything to the folks today? From a distance, she says hello and goodbye. So, hey, we'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll be at Lingerfield Drug Center. Friday, we'll kick off the weekend at the Jewelers Bench. Valentine's Day, not that far away, guys and ladies, for your significant other for Valentine's Day 2025. Until then, we'll say, as always, bloom where you're planted and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2,221 today from Chick-fil-A here on People Street in Johnson City. Back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. See you then. So long, everybody, from Chick-fil-A